My name is Orly Taitz, and I'm an attorney, and my case is going to be heard February the 15th in the Supreme Court of the United States. And that's a case that I brought on behalf of the presidential candidates against Barack Obama, aka Barry Soetoro, aka Barry Soebarka, due to fraud and his use of forged IDs and a Connecticut Social Security number 042684425, which was assigned assigned to him. I provided the Supreme Court of the United States with Barack Obama's school registration from Indonesia that shows him to be a citizen of Indonesia. I provided them with his mother's passport records that show that his legal name is not Obama. Roberts had committed treason by swearing in a citizen of Indonesia under a last name that's not legally his, and who is using all forged IDs in order to be a squatter in the White House to usurp the position of the U.S. President and Commander-in-Chief. I provided the court with a sworn affidavit from the chief investigator of the Special Investigations Unit of the Coast Guard. He's recently retired, Jeffrey Stephen Kaufman, who attested to the fact that Obama's application for selective service is a clear forgery. The stamp on this application is a 2-digit year stamp. For the last 100 years, the United States always had a 4-digit year stamp. The only one that has a 2-digit year is Obama's application. Why so? Because they simply took a 2008 postal stamp, cut it in half, inverse, and instead of 08 got 80, and that's how they created this forged application. I provided the courts with sworn affidavits from Sheriff Joseph Arpaio of Maricopa County, Arizona, Senior Deportation Officer John Sampson, expert Paul Irie, who has 57 years of experience in computer graphics, typesetting, typing, worked for National Security Agency, stating that Barack Obama's alleged birth certificate is a clear forgery. And of course, it's very obvious if you look at the letters of different sizes, different fonts, different shapes, different spacing between them, which is totally impossible when something is created with a typewriter. Also, I'm bringing awareness to the petition that I filed with the U.S. Congress, demanding that U.S. Congress, both chambers of U.S. Congress, start immediate investigation of Obama's use of forged IDs and a stolen Social Security number. Within one day, 4,000 citizens have joined me in signing this petition. Now we have over 7,000, possibly close to 8,000 signatures on this petition. Each and every law-abiding American citizen needs to sign this petition and make sure that there is pressure on the U.S. Congress to start immediate investigation. Let's not forget that Richard Nixon was inaugurated the second time, and then he was forced to resign in shame 6 months later. Let's make sure that Barack Obama resigns in shame 6 months later, and let's make sure that we safely move him from the big house to the from the White House to the big house where he actually belongs.
What do you think it says that he was reelected?
Well, it shows us the level of corruption and criminality in our government. It shows us that we no longer have the profession of journalism as a profession in mainstream media. Our media is 100% censored and controlled and manipulated. And time and again, reporters have told me that they were forbidden to write about this issue. Many of them were fired. They lost their positions when they reported on this issue, and I was born and raised in the Soviet Union. It's all too familiar to me. When there is a regime, when there is a dictatorship, when there is a tyranny, and there is a deprivation of civil rights, you see what we're seeing today in the United States of America, where the mainstream media is in the pocket of the same people who put this puppet in power, this profitable puppet. We see billions and trillions of dollars leaving the U.S. Treasury and the pockets of the U.S. citizens and going in the pockets of Obama's cronies and benefactors. You know, they just put a profitable puppet. And the only way people will regain their civil and economic rights is by being out here, doing what you guys are doing, being on the streets and protesting, having signs. and make sure, do what he preached. When he was first elected, he stated, you be in their face, we have to be in his face. Yesterday, I was demonstrating right in front of the White House, right in front of this makeshift stage with bulletproof glass, where there is a big emblem of the U.S. president. I was standing underneath this emblem with this sign, and there were hundreds of people taking pictures, reporters, media, and I was in his face with the message, you're a criminal, you're using all forged IDs, you're using a stolen social security number, you belong in prison for that. And not just Obama, it's also individuals in high positions of power and a number of judges, sadly high position judges, who are criminally complicit. I had a Freedom of Information Act case in the District of Columbia where presiding judge, Judge Lambert, stated that he would not allow release of application for this social security number that Obama is fraudulently using for two reasons. One, it's his personal matter, and two, there is no public interest. That's corruption in the judiciary when a judge is stating that a thief has expectation of privacy in a stolen merchandise, in this case, stolen social security. B, he is saying that there is no public interest in knowing whether we have a legitimate president or whether we have a criminal with a stolen social security number in the White House.
That's the real absurdity of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's our president, yours too.
And then they call these arbitrary lines drawn on maps borders. Patriotism is a form of collectivism.